Welcome back to Quinte Connection. Great to have Brenda Snyder back on the show from VIQ Quinte, and also great to have our next two guests on the show. It's been too long. From the Belleville Choral Society, the president, Laura Hare, and the director of communications, Debbie Shaw. So ladies, so great to have you back on the program. Thanks so much.
Thank you for having us.
Laura, as the president, we'll let you get started first. For folks who don't know much about the Belleville Choral Society, what's the backstory to this one?
Well, Belleville Choral Society has been around since 1959, and they have had a season every year until that nasty little COVID virus came along and boom, just like everything else, shut down. But when the life got a little better, a few of us who had been in the Choral Society for years said, anybody out there want to start singing again? It took a while. One of our people on the committee suggested that it was like shoveling fog. Where do you start? How do you get the ball rolling? So one of the first things we needed to do was to find a director, and we put the call out and did the interviews and came up with Heather Christensen, who has been leading us since September 2022. She's an amazing woman who recognized that we were all pretty rusty. We hadn't sung for quite a while. And last season was a very gentle introduction to let's get singing again and let's get our voices tuned up. This year, she's been much more of a taskmaster in the nicest way and developing much more wonderful, warm tones and sounds. And it's just a blast. I'm usually quite tired on Monday nights heading into choir practice, but when I come home, I'm energized. I feel good. We've made some wonderful, joyful noises, and we're so excited. Excited for May the 11th coming up, our second concert of the season. We're going to be at St. Matthew's United Church in the West End on Holloway Street. They have hosted us for all our concerts, and we found it a very warm and welcoming place. The program is called Anything Goes, and that's a pretty apt name. We've got everything from show tunes to a very strange little syncopated number that we're still learning, and it's going to be awesome on the day of. But sometimes in rehearsal we're a little little worried about it.
So the show once again, May 11th. Laura, how can we all get tickets for this one?
Two ways. One is to visit our website, bchoral.ca, and you'll see right on the front screen a poster for Anything Goes. Click on that and away you go. You can buy your tickets online, or you can just come the day of. Doors open at 1:30 in the afternoon on Saturday, May 11th. Great treat for, if you're a mom, you should tell your kids to take you there. If you have a mom, you should give her a treat and take her there. It's a Mother's Day weekend treat that will just be a most enjoyable way to spend the afternoon.
Excellent. Thanks, Laura. Well, Debbie, if you understand you're a newer member to Belleville Choral Society, what has everything been like to you for this season?
That's right. I just joined a couple of years ago and it restarted. I had retired from teaching in 2016 and I was looking for other activities. And when the Choral Society started up again, I thought it's time to do this. And I enjoy it so much. Heather does an amazing job of choosing a really wide variety of music. There are always a few that are familiar and other tunes that are brand new to everybody. And when you see everybody leaving at the end of choir practice, they just kind of float out of there on a cloud. It just raises everyone's spirits so much.
What is the audition process like, Debbie, and what background do you have to have in order to be a member of the Belleville Choral Society?
Well, fortunately, there isn't an audition required to join. But I think my enthusiasm for the choir must be contagious because since I joined, I've recruited, I think, maybe 4 or 5 other members, and they're enjoying it as much as I am.
Great to hear. So how many members generally are in this group for this season, Laura? How many people do you have right now?
Thanks for asking, because when we started up that first year and people were a little tentative, we were having a hard time getting 40 people out. But this year we have a solid over 50 members, and one thing I would like to add is we're always looking for new members, and especially tenors and basses. We have so many more tenors and basses this year than we did last year that you can tell the difference in sound, and more is always better to balance us sopranos and altos out. It's it's just such a family community building experience to sing together. When you start learning a piece and it's jarring and people haven't figured it out yet, to a few weeks later and you hear these wonderful sounds or see a smile on Heather's face because we nailed it, it's really satisfying.
Beyond the Mother's Day weekend, Laura, what else is happening further down the summer?
Well, we take a break in the summer and start up again the Monday after Labor Day in September. So the work that happens now is planning what that's going to look like next season. One of the things we really enjoyed last season was an item called Bellfest, where we invited area choirs to come in and sing for each other. And if you can imagine, we had over 200 voices at St. Matthew's singing a warm-up together, and it just raised the rafters with sound. It was spine-tingling. It was so much fun. And then we sang for each other. And so area choirs from Coburg, Belleville, the county, and people have different choirs. Just as people have different voices, choirs have different voices. And you got to hear what other choirs' tone and type of music was like, and it was fascinating. So we're planning on doing that again. Probably in November. We haven't set these dates, but it's choirs singing for choirs, and an awful lot of fun. And I have to say thank you to the City of Belleville for giving us an arts grant that helped that happen.
Laura, what's the situation with the scholarship these days?
Well, the Belleville Choral Society, since the 1970s, has offered a scholarship to graduating high school students going on to post-secondary education in music, particularly voice, but not always. It's $1,000, and we are seeking candidates right now. The due date for applications is April the 30th. Once again, if you go to our website, bchoral.ca, click on About, and down on that tab it says BCS Memorial Scholarship, and all the details about how to apply are right there. And I know that day is like right now. So if someone's interested, get over to that bchoral.ca and find out all about it.
Thanks, Laura. Debbie, anything else you want to add as we wrap up here?
I was just thinking, I was talking about the fact that there is no audition process. It does definitely help if you can read music, but it's not absolutely necessary, because the Choral Society has a fantastic new website, and included on the website are rehearsal tracks, so you can actually hear the part that you will be singing. It's very helpful. And I'd also like to mention that we have a fantastic accompanist, that's Tom Dietzel, and you can't find a more talented, humble, or creative musician in Quinte. He's fantastic.
Excellent. Once again, Laura and Debbie, thanks so much, and looking forward to that Mother's Day weekend show. Thank you.
So are we. Thank you.